Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're back for part 2. We're in the 3.5 monster manual, and we're going to paint the cloaker we just made. Alright. So I have some concerns about how he's going to get painted, but let's just start with the basics. We need to lighten up the inside significantly, and to do that, we're going to need some white paint. So I'm going to get some of this apple barrel white. I'm going to start painting him out, painting his inside out and lightening it up. We only want to focus on the inside, not the outside. The outside's got to be black. You can hit his tail. You can hit the back side of that too. Don't worry about hitting the rocks. We're going to come back and paint those with some pavement, the greatest color known to man. I want to say something. I don't come to YouTube to share my political opinions. And I don't want to hear other people's political opinions. Just today, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, people that use this platform of being crafters to tell me what they think politically, I just don't care. I unsubscribe from 2 channels. I will unsubscribe from more. I come here to escape from the real world, to do something fun, to learn something new, or to be entertained by people. And the one guy I watch talks about, well, he wasn't a crafter in all fairness. He talks about lore of monsters and stuff like in the real world. I unsubscribe from him. And the other guy doesn't do a whole lot of crafting stuff, but he does do a lot of toy reviews and stuff, and I'm interested in that stuff just because, you know, nostalgia reasons, right? So do not think you're going to make a stand politically and it's not going to have an effect on your viewership. Even if I agree with what you're saying, I'm not here for that. And I don't think a lot of us are here for that. There are enough political channels. And if you want to have political stuff, make political videos separately. Don't put it in with your stuff that we want to watch. When I want to see a toy review, I don't want to see political stuff. Make a playlist of your political crap for the people that want to see that. That's my opinion. You might have yours. That was my political message of the day by Doom. So anyways, we're going to paint the outside of this with a... we're going to start with this black. I didn't get any wetness in that brush. And it's always a mistake not to have a little bit of water in these bigger brushes. And the reason we want to use this black is because it's matte. And even though that was matte base coat primer that I used, it does not always dry all the way flat unless you let it sit for quite a while. And I'll be honest with you, there's usually a 5 to 15 minute gap in between videos where something's drying, or I'm hitting it with a hairdryer, or I have it in front of the fan when I'm painting. So I've actually made several videos today, which is kind of different for me. I usually just do a couple, but I've been working on these all day because my little boys are with their mom at their aunt's house. It's her class reunion tonight, and I can't go. I have to leave for a certification early in the morning. So I'm here by myself. And I said, well, what a good time to get some videos made. I'm just doing these little, like, whatever, horn things. It says they look like bone clasps when these things are at rest. And I'm just going to hit some of this up and get some more white on it. Okay. Let's check the back side. Make sure we don't need more black. All right. I'm going to grab my favorite color in the world, pavement. We're going to go to town on this base. Now, assuming these guys generally live in caves, we're going to just do the whole base in pavement. And this is going to be a pile of rocks in a cave. Nope, got some up on the white part there. That's all right. Sometimes you don't take your time and it bites you in the ass. Okay. Okay. I'm going to set this off to the side. Let's hit him with the +2 hot air gun and burning. So the Cloaker, unlike many enemies, is actually a pretty deep dude. For one, they have an intelligence of 14, which according to the average human intelligence of 10 to 11 means they're pretty darn smart. Also, they have a natural camouflage that's almost indistinguishable from a cloak. That means they can set you up pretty bad. They also have some noises they can do. They can do a moan that makes you unnerved, which makes you have -2 on attack and damage, stuff like that. They have a nausea where they can make you sick. They have a stupor where they can make you work under like you're in a hold monster. Something else. They engulf, they can wrap you up, and if your friends hit it, half the damage goes to you, half goes to that. They can also manipulate shadows, so they can obscure your vision, create dancing images as if the mirror spell, and they can do a silent image. So they can essentially make fake cloakers that appear around you, making it harder to hit them and more of a confusing fight. So there's nothing good going on in Cloaker Land. Alright, let's get this with a little bit of warm air again. And now while we have the greatest color in the whole world out, let's get the back of this Cloaker and start to lighten up the cloak part a little bit in a semi-realistic manner. So he's pretty soft right now, especially when, you know, that's just a thin piece of plastic holding his tail with a dab of glue. So don't be beating on this while you're doing this. Take your time. Cover it, but don't be stupid. Don't break your mini already. Now, if you were smart and you did something better than me to make it sturdier, good. But if you didn't, and you're doing what I'm doing, take your time here. Don't be rough. Okay. Now, we needed to lighten up that bottom part with the rocks, too. So I'm just getting a lighter green, a lighter gray, not green. And I'm leaving that pavement in my brush, and I'm just going to mix this around. And I'm going to hit these rocks with it in the base, make it a little sporadic and crazy. And I'm going to hit his cloak on just some of the outer parts here, not the deeper parts. I'm going to do that again and lighten up a little bit more. Lighten that up. I'm just kind of like, I guess you could call that wet blending if you're a pro, or if you're just a dude in your basement like me, you're just hitting it. So now I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to get the +2 hot air gun burning out again and put it on the low setting. Try to dry that up. And we're going to get that same gray out again. And now that that's dry and we're not blending any of that wet stuff around in here, this should actually significantly lighten up this cloak at this point. First, let's hit our rocks. And let's drag it along our cloak, hitting only the outer spots that stick out. We don't want to hit all of them. Now, I was curious as to why this, if this looks like a cloak when it's stationary, why is it a size large creature? Would it not have been more sensible to make it a size medium creature? I mean, even as a size medium, the damage and the way it behaves couldn't be that significantly different to make it not more effective at what it does, right? Or am I on crack? Maybe I'm on crack. All right, I'm leaving my brush wet. I'm getting a lighter gray. This is called Elephant. And mine's a little wet. That's what she said. Now I'm just going to drag it along the highest parts that stick out, just barely. And I'm just going to catch some of that now. Come along the top here. There we go. Get it a little better. So, let's lighten that up one more. See if that does what we want it to. Okay, cool. I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to hit this with a +2 hot air gun of burning. And I'm going to get a different gray that's not as wet. This is called Country Gray. I feel like this has a smidge of blue in it, but that's okay. I'm just going to grab just a couple little spots that are really popping out with it, real light. I'm going to do something stupid and get some white paint. Make a really light one. I'm just going to touch along that top rim, that little sticky outy piece, and right down the spine. Alright, so I'm washing my brushes. We're going to set this off to the side, and we're going to get some plastic piece. There's a mosquito in here. Don't worry. If he bites me, I will blame you. Alright. Here's a little bit of plastic. So what I want to do is I want to make a really light colored speed paint for the inside. So I'm just going to put a couple drops of that. That's that runic gray. I'm going to do a good bit of this. That's that medium, speed paint medium. And I'm going to get a bigger brush. I'm going to get it wet. I'm going to mix that up. And I'm going to drag it around in here. Just like that. I'm not going to hit those little bone teeth things, okay? Oh, I hit that one. Okay. Well, the intent was not to hit them, but I hit it anyways. And we just want to get this all over the white parts inside here. I need to make a little more of that. Oops. Didn't want to make that much more. Oh, well. There we go. Okay, get that in here and just kind of stain this a little bit bluish. Okay. We gotta get it on his tail. And let's make sure we get it all in the edges and in the cracks. Okay. Get real good on his face. It's okay if you get on the back side, I think. Around the edges a little bit, if any of that white came up. Just make sure you're hitting that. All right. Set that brush back in the rack. Let's take a look at them now. Yeah, something like that, right? Right? All right. Let's get that country gray we had earlier, and let's dab up these rocks down here a little bit and make them look a little nicer. Wash this brush out. Get some of that. We want to wipe a lot of that off. We just want to kind of touch the highest spots. And come back over it as it gets with a little less paint. Just kind of hit some of the other areas too. I'm going to touch some of this stuff around the base, break that up because that is a floor. Okay. Now we have the 4 bone areas to do. And that one, unfortunately, even though I said not to, I got blue on. Alright, so we're just going to get this pallid bone and do the 4 claws. Make sure there's no little bit of white spots showing like that right there. I think I can breathe a little better today. Past few days, past week really, I've been terrible. Alright, now it says in the book he has some scary red eyes deep in the folds of his cloakiness. I don't have the ability to do that right this second because he's pretty wet. Let me put some of this stuff off to the side. Get some stuff out of my way. And look at how dry that is and isn't. Alright. This is pretty wet to be doing this, but... what we want to do is first we want to make his mouth a color that could be, you know... So we're going to get our cheap brush, our small cheap brush. We're going to get inside his mouth with some of that red. If it mixes with that blue and makes it a little bit purple, that's okay. Okay. We're going to let that sit for a minute. We're going to get some red. And a very small fractional brush. And we're going to get in there. Give him some red eyes. Now we're going to get this skeleton bone. Just a dab of that. You probably can't even see that on camera. Just a tiny bit of that skeleton bone. What we're going to do his teeth. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe sweat off my head. It's getting in my eyes. And we're going to blow dry that part, and then we're going to come back and put some of that tan right over those teeth. When I say tan, I mean this this bone color, this bone speed paint. Okay. Now I want to get 2 dots of yellow and put pupils on his eyes. Oh, too much. Too much. There it is. That's our cloaker. I think we could lighten up those rocks a little bit, but I'm not gonna. Put my brush away. Love that brush. If you find a brush that you like and it's in a price range you can afford, I cannot stress how important it is to turn around the minute you realize it's a brush you love and buy several of them. For example, this brush. I love this brush. It was dirt cheap. I got 5 of these for $1. I went back to order more like 3 months later and they were gone. I got 5 of these for $1 off of some crap website. Best brush ever. Now these cost a little more, but I only have 4 of these, 5 of these. And when I got the first one, I loved it, which is I'm still using the first one. I haven't even opened the other ones. I bought 4 more of it. Make brush choices for yourself that you're going to benefit from. Alright, so I have some weird spots where I have to do a cleanup. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this Grim Black. This is a speed paint. And I'm just going to come up here and hit those with that and clean that up. And that should kind of tie it all together, is my thought. All right. So there it is. We made it out of a piece of t-shirt, and we have a cloaker. It's not beautiful or perfect, but it is a cloaker. And compared to some of the other crafts, like the horrible Chimera, we'll have to call this one a victory, I think. Hey, this has been Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I'm one half of the DungeonSwag.com team. I'd like to thank you guys very much for taking your time to watch my videos. I really have a lot of fun making them, and even though I don't spend a lot of time on them, I make some stuff that you can throw on your table. And if you're copying me or doing something similar to me or getting an idea from me, then you're doing it too. And that's what we're all about. So please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon, all that call to action stuff. Check out our website. This month we're doing a hero box. It's amazing. I help pick the minis myself. They're tabletop minis, or they're minis that I want on my tabletop. It's a hero party, so it's got a mix of a tiefling, a human, a little bit of elf, all that. It's got a good mix. So please check us out on the website. There's a 25% discount code if it's your first month. And if you want to check us out and you're not sure you want to buy, come get a free mini from us. On our Discord, we have a promo link where you can get a free mini. That includes shipping and everything. You go on the website, it says free mini, like $2 or $3. When you click on it, you put the promo code in, it goes to $0, and you're paying for nothing. It's coming to your house. You don't have to put any credit card information in or anything. You're just going to get a mini. So I don't think we can really make it too much easier than that, besides just going around and giving them out door to door. So please check it out. Get yourself a mini. And we'll come back after this guy's clear coated. I'll send him upstairs. We'll talk about how you run a cloaker, or how I would run a cloaker, because you might not run the same. And we'll put a mini up next to him to see how the size comparison goes. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. This guy should have been a size medium. The book was way off on the large call there. But hey, you know what? I didn't make the book. When my book drops, you guys can get that one and do it my way. So anyways, hey, the next monster coming up is the cockatrice, which we already did. So we're skipping straight to the Kotal. A Kuatil. I don't know how to say it. It's a dragon. It's a snake with wings. And I'd love to see you there for that. So see you next time.